Afternoon, YouTube. What's going on with the my warning friends, man? I got it sounds like I got some apologies to issue. I fully will admit that I read a very poorly placed article, and it wasn't anything to do actually with the warning. It was like production stuff, but like no excuses, man. Like I fucked up. It is what it is, and I'm gonna try to make up for it, man. There's a couple things I do want to take a moment to say though. Given how passionate this crowd is, I do appreciate all the support, man. Because like I get it. Like nobody knows the like state of mind that I was in, and I try to do my best to kind of like be like, hey, like like I understand, like I made a mistake. I assumed way too many things, and I put too many dots together that I didn't need to. But I do appreciate, like I checked it. Like the likes, man. Like I appreciate all the likes, all the love that y'all still gave me. I appreciate all the comments and putting me on in this direction, bro. Because like this shit is some of my favorite shit. Like not just rock. I don't want to just like put myself in a rock boat, but like good music that is like gonna hopefully be a part of like a wave that is redefining what rock and roll is. Because rock and roll, in my opinion, has been very much stagnant for a long time. For a long time, and it's very disappointing. But it's dope to see, that this kind of shit is happening, man. Because it's like it's not too often you see like badass 3-part rock bands that are out like kicking doors down, and then to mention that like it's dope that they're sisters. Like there's so much to it. So anyway, so this is The Warning, Mayday in the making. We're gonna watch all of it here straight through, and I'm gonna kind of give my little back and forward here because it does still have to be a reaction. I do still have to chop up the content a bit, but I'm hoping that I can add some sort of a kind of flavor to this. I did no other digging other than I read a whole bunch of comments last night, and I engaged with a whole bunch of them too. And again, like I just say, I can't express my appreciation for y'all and the support because it was weird. It was weird, and I will do better. That's my promise. So let's do this. Let's watch this. Let's watch this together.
Pelo bien.
Primero,
We are ready.
el nombre o de que los nombres individuales y luego la banda o al
No,
revés?
I don't know. Okay. No, hi,
Hey,
we're the
The
warning.
Warning. I'm Daniela.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes a lot more
Okay.
sense. Hi, I'm Daniela,
I'm Paulina. I'm Alejandra.
and we are the warning.
Great transition. Oh,
This third album, I can honestly say with a lot of confidence, is that it's the best thing that we've ever done.
The
Love
new
that.
album, how to describe it? It's The Warning on steroids.
They can all play their instruments like no one I've ever seen. If you listen to this album, you know this is a rock band. It's not a female rock band or a young rock band. This is a rock band.
that's so dope, man. Like it's like I said, like it's rock and roll. It's rock and roll. Like there people give all kinds of weird boxes and categories and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's rock and roll, man. It's tough. It's tough, and it's fucking rock and roll, man. Let's go. Bro, slanted frets. Look at this. Oh yeah, they are slanted. Look at this, just ever so slightly. That is so cool. So it's basically like as you go further down the neck, your hand naturally wants to turn, so it's going to try to alleviate a little bit of the pressure in your wrist, right? And then up here you can see they go the other way, and here it's about the neutral. I used to play with a bass player that had a Dingwall bass that did that. It's so dope. It's hard to get used to. It's weird to get used to, but it's so cool to see.
And then they brought the demos. I was like, you guys are kidding me. It's like, do you ever write a bad song? It's at another level. A warning at another level.
Working on the album with David and Rick was a little bit nerve-wracking at first because we know what we want to hear.
I was really nervous that David was gonna be like, no, I hate all this and let's do something different. Like we were prepared to fight over our songs.
That's
We
so dope.
literally told them, like, we are super picky.
You see how far you can push day one. And you started to talk about a song I didn't like. I said, I don't like this song. And I had 3 girls right up in my face together. And they talk in Spanish.
It's somewhere
Man, he's got quite the voice. Hey, Dave's got quite the voice.
between like the buddy system and gang mentality, in my opinion. They travel in a pack.
Like a gang of lionesses circling the prey.
You gotta be hungry though, man. You gotta be hungry and go and get what you want, you know?
That if we were not sisters, like, this would have fallen apart so quickly.
Having 3 girls being amazing, talented musicians at such a young age, and then having those 3 girls be sisters and so connected, that doesn't happen.
I can't believe they're my daughters. Like, what moment that happened? How?
Being in a band with your
That's
family
cool, man. They look proud. They look real proud.
is great. We experience everything as a family that it'd be weird, like, to experience it alone and then come to my family like, oh my god, this happened. No, it's like a thing. It happened to all of us. It always happens to all of us.
I'm used to being in a room for 3 months with a band. This instance, I've never experienced before. I've never had the parents in the studio, and then their manager came. Now
That's like, and Ben Dad's working with a bunch of people, man. Like, a lot of records.
I've got the Guardians. I definitely didn't get to be me because I usually swear like a trooper and say all sorts of inappropriate things in the studio because nobody's filming me usually. I've never experienced anything like that, and I probably never will again the rest of my career.
You know, they're going to get where they want to go. They strike me as workaholics, and they're on a mission. I mean, this is their dream, this is their destiny, and they're going to do it.
Their best.
And they know what they want, man. They're not gonna ask questions. They know what they want.
Yeah. And that's not just because they're our daughters.
It's an amazing feeling. A big accomplishment for them.
I mean, they've been through David Bendeth boot camp.
That's a boot camp I would pay to go to. I dug that, man. He's got a Yamaha SPX 90. I've got the second generation of that in my rack. I'll show you about that later. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Is it wrong? Yes! I have never been so on time.
This does sound more like a synth.
Going once, going twice.
This is so cool.
What a performance. Beautiful, beautiful. What a voice.
Can you imagine being a fly on the wall in one of these rooms, man? I bet you, like, again, because like you got you know, the MVP football coach with you. You got like I'm sure the sound engineer is amazing too. I'm just not as familiar. You've got this super talented band, man. Like there's all this crazy equipment around. Like I bet you that room right there sounded unbelievable.
What a special voice you have. I hold a certain standard to the records I make. Of course, they've almost earned a rite of passage in the sense that they played on their record everything.
That's all them, you know. They did it, they played it, they killed it.
When we started working,
People don't talk about that often enough, bro. Like it is unbelievable how often like you listen to a CD and it's not their drummer, it's not their bass player, it's not their keyboard player for a bunch of reasons. One's resources, two, you can just send your project off to someone, they send it back to you, mixed, sounding good and ready, like no drama, no asking if they'll do this or willing to do that, like it's just done, right? So or they'll play out like a section of it and then just use that and duplicate it over instead of playing the whole drum, the whole song through and trying to stick to a metronome and sections and stuff, right? So that's dope to hear, man. That's in today's world, that's a big accomplishment. That's super dope to hear.
Them, you know. They did it, they played it, they killed it.
when we started working with David, we just took it to like a whole new level. And we're so happy with the result. And I'm just super, super excited for it to be public and for people to listen to it and hear what people have got to say. Because I am so proud of what we did. So proud.
That's so dope.
Hello,
Part two.
I am Paulina Villarreal. I am 18 years old. I am the drummer for the band The Warning. My name is Alejandra Villarreal. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico, and I'm the bass player for the band The Warning.
I'm Daniela Villarreal. I am the guitar player and lead singer of The Warning.
I like just hearing them say their names, man. That alone is cool. This looks like it's a little quiet. I'm just gonna try to turn it up here real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Can I turn it up? I don't think I can. Sorry, friends. Sorry, friends. It's a little quiet.
So The Warning came to be in a very early stage of our lives. We started playing classical piano at a very young age. I think I was 6 and Pau was around 4.
Wow.
It was a family environment of music.
We started playing the piano when we were very young. We started with like classical music, and then we bought this video game, Rock Band, the Rock Band.
The rock
Mhm.
band.
Rock Band.
When we bought the game, that was the moment when we were like, hey, we want to do that.
We absolutely loved that video game. We played it all the time. I would just be like
Look at
jumping
this.
around with my
The
guitar.
stank
I
face.
would never let me play the drums because that was her thing and she was super good at it, and I was just like, no.
When we bought the game, I noticed Paulina, and she was like, like with so much coordination, and I told her like, look at Paulina.
But you need to take into account
That's so cool, man. That's so cool. Like, just seeing dad respond like that is so cool.
Coordination, and I told her like, look at Paulina.
But you need to take into account that I was like 6 years old at that time.
Like next week, Paulina was in lessons.
That quick, eh?
The thing with Dani was she wanted the guitar because of the rock band, but we knew that it was gonna be difficult for her because she was 8 years old.
I asked my dad if I could play the guitar, and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he said 6 months. And by the week, I wanted to give up.
But she kept her promise, and by that time, she already started to love.
I was about 3 when we got the Rock Band, so I didn't actually play. She was a baby. Ale basically, when we were playing Rock Band, Ale was clapping next to us. I picked the bass when I
So
was
cool.
about like 6 or 7, and I was like, ooh, I want to play that. Don't know what it is, but I want to play it. And when she started playing the bass, we started like thinking,
Wow.
like, hey.
Man, did you see her wailing there? Wow, that's a 3/4 size bass. They make those like for like, you know, like younger kids and stuff. I think they make half sizes too, but that was a 3/4 size. Unreal, man.
And when she started playing the bass, we started like
Not
thinking,
looking
like,
half the time.
hey, these instruments, like we can play them together. We were like, oh, these 3 instruments actually make up a band. So we're like, we can start playing together.
We said like, why? We should play something together. And that was it.
We had no idea that we were gonna do what we're doing today, like at all.
For us, the decision to upload videos on YouTube was just like, we're gonna send it to our grandparents. The file's too big. Let's upload it on YouTube and send them the link.
But suddenly they started getting a lot of attention.
All of a sudden, it exploded.
Our parents really reminded
Look at
us.
this, man. How did I not see this? This would have been so up my alley. Like, I'd love to like get a full breakdown of what this all is. These are 81s, I think. Sure, 81s. Like, these are Sennheiser Tom mics, bro. Like a set of these ones. These are like $600-700 for 4 of these microphones, bro. Like, that's so cool to see that they were taking care of it at such a young age. But like, when you see it, man, if you have it, like, that's so cool. This is so cool.
Us that
This is
like,
the cave,
this was
right?
for the music, and we could use that to start writing our own music. I think that was something that caused such a huge change in us, from just like, let's play for fun, to like, whoa, we're a band now.
Not everything comes without its sacrifices. It was tons and tons of practice.
Suddenly, you're not just a normal little teenager who goes to school, does her homework. You're playing shows, you're playing in festivals, and you're playing in front of a lot of people.
Wow.
Something that maybe like a lot
Wow, man. Like, they're still so young in these
you're playing in
videos.
festivals, and
I mean, they're
playing in
young
front of a
today,
lot of
but-
people. Something that maybe like a lot of people my age take for granted, like going to parties, going to school, even like people who like, oh my god, I need to wake up at like 6 a.m. and go to school every day, was something that like we couldn't do.
And I appreciate the support of my parents and all that they had to go through to get us to this point, because for them, it was just as hard.
As a
Well, it's like soccer practice or Hellfest. You know? Like whatever festivals they played. Wild, bro. Wild, man. This is really neat. I'm really glad y'all put me on this.
parent, you never know which one is the right path. We wanted to support them, like any parent, just try to give them what makes them happy.
We usually compare it, what we're doing and what is happening and what could have happened. But as we started playing more shows and as more people started to show up, especially like at an international level, it was like that's where it really settled in. Like, whoa, like this is for real. We are so grateful that we have the opportunity to be playing these shows, working this way, writing music, like all these opportunities don't happen to a lot of people.
Thanks to all of that
So
and
cool.
all the sacrifice that we put through as a team, and not only us, but our parents and our management, everyone is just so incredible, and I'm very grateful. Not only that we did it, but that we were able to overcome it.
Ooh, okay.
If we weren't in a band,
If we weren't in music in general,
because
we always get out of that question, like, oh, I would be a song right now. Like, what would you do out of music?
Honestly, I think I would be a teacher.
A teacher.
A teacher.
No, you would be such a good
Yeah,
boss.
you'd be a
Oh,
good-
thanks.
Yeah.
I would like to write.
Yeah,
I'd be a good
You
writer.
would be a writer.
I would have to do
Definitely.
something creatively. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like a job office.
I honestly have no idea.
I feel that.
I think
Something,
you would be a
something.
good model.
Ah, sure.
Man, their dynamic
Yeah.
together is really cool. Like they all seem like super supportive of each other. It's cool to see, man, especially in siblings.
I'm not really good at posing, but you know,
You'd be a
could
good
work.
model.
I could work on
You
that.
got the height.
so.
You got the face.
Part 3.
Describe
Each
each other. Okay, let's do Pal first.
Creative.
Outspoken.
She's a spark.
She can also be a bit loud,
It's the life of the party.
energetic.
A great drummer, great singer.
She really drives what's happening.
Probably why I dig her so much. I'm loud too. I'm real loud.
He goes completely on passion.
Pal is such a fan of music.
Drummer, singer, writer, composer.
Alpha, right in your face.
But she's so lovable.
I'm gonna take everything as a compliment. You.
How would I describe myself though?
LA is so humble and so talented. She's technically incredible.
She can hang with the best of them.
Very bold.
She's observant and very persistent.
You are scary at times, but that is very useful.
Yo, Allie with the eye rolls. She's the most reserved.
She kills
but
someone with her eye
to
rolls
be
or what?
honest, she may be the most animated.
You.
Danny, you're very organized.
Older sister, protector. The same as she asks of herself, which is a lot, she asks of the team.
Disciplined,
That's cool.
persistent.
She's a sweetheart.
She's honestly super nice.
Like, I don't know how she does it.
She's the heart.
Very, very passionate.
Like I watch enough of these like artists who have made it, man, and it's like there's a certain level of like management, both self-management and people management, both up and down the hierarchy, as it were. They have to be good at to like, or you have to hire it out, right? And it sounds like they're not gonna have to, man. It sounds like they all kind of got the grounds covered here.
Passionate.
She's a boss.
Danny is a powerhouse front woman.
I mean, she's up there with the top voices of female rockers.
The beacon of light in the darkness.
Oh my god, thank you guys.
So supportive.
So nice.
And I'm scary. Jumping from covers to like writing our own music I think it came very naturally.
Pao has
Good.
been writing songs since she was like, I don't know, maybe even 5. We will be like, I don't know, making lemonade. She was like, making lemonade.
We started writing as like a little experiment, and our first EP was basically those little experiments.
Our main focus for writing is rock and roll, but that doesn't mean that we don't listen or learn from any other genres.
I listen to a lot
good
of
to hear.
K-pop, and I also listen to a lot of Japanese rock since it's so different. I listen to a lot.
Totally different approach, right? And like there's still all kinds of beats and artists and everything that have crazy bass lines, guitar, like anything. You pick an instrument, man, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a challenge,
I
right?
listen to a lot of Japanese rock since it's so different. I listen to a lot of classical music. I listen to a lot of alternative music. I listen to a lot of K-pop.
I love rock and roll for its energy, and I wouldn't change that for our band. But it's great also to learn from all the different types of music that there's all around the world.
Good. I really liked it. The chorus is really good, and I think that one of the best things about this is that you put really quick melodies that go up and down very quickly, and in like Korean language, like that works so well because they have like so many like syllables.
Creatively,
Cool.
it's all them. The way they work
Crazy.
is they start writing and composing, and then they get together, then they rehearse, and they don't show us anything.
As for what we speak about in our songs, well, most of the times they come from Pao's brain, and we're just like, that's genius, and we kind of tweak it out and make the song appropriate to that feeling that we're talking about.
So I usually just sit on the piano and I just play something until something comes out. And then I show Danny and Ali the song. I try to pitch it as best as I can. So they're like, oh my god, that's a great song, let's work on it.
Pal's the one who has like that muscle, that creativity to just like create little words out of nowhere.
We start working on it. We start adding the drums, the guitars, the bass, and we're all very involved in that process.
And it's really fun because I know I play the bass, but I don't do my bass parts alone. Like, Paul helps me and Danny helps me, and it's the same for the drums, the vocals, and the guitars.
Since we
That's
are
so cool, man. Like, the synergy, man. The synergy is just, it's really like, we'll say lighting a fire, because it's really neat. It's really cool to see. It's really inspiring to see.
very, very opinionated. We like to be in each and every part of the process. So we're doing bass lines, we're all there. Each second is important.
We're all very involved in every part of the process, which I think makes every song unique, and it sounds like us.
Honestly, we get along so well, but the only moments where we have like fights is when we're writing, because we have such different opinions about what a song should be. It's up to votes. 2 people, you win.
We work really, really well because we have this honesty to our communication.
We do have like that clear line between like bandmates and sisters. You need to look at it as like what's best for the band, and not like, oh my god, like you're turning your back on me, like I'm your sister. No, like we're working.
Seeing them in the studio interact as bandmates and as sisters was really cool. It's just such a deeper level of connection. They know exactly what they need to do to support each other in all situations. When someone's cutting a vocal, when someone's cutting a guitar, like if it's going well or if there's hesitation, there's just like that sister connection was so cool to see that level of support.
That's so dope.
I don't know how else to put it. It's like obvious that they're sisters, that they have each other's back, they finish each other's sentences, or they say the same thing at the same time.
When you're in a band, it's
So
like
cool.
you can break up. If this band were to disband, like they're still gonna be sisters, and no matter how heated or how big of a deal any of this is to any of us, I don't think it's more important than their family to them.
And like you can see it in like how they interact. You can see it in you can hear it, I guess, in their songwriting process. Like it's so family oriented, man. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Any of us, I don't think it's more important than their family to them.
I'm so glad that we started writing our own music, because there's like nothing that I love more.
That's what we like doing the most, inspiring people with our own music.
And I have found out that my comfort zone is writing from the heart. It's literally, if I'm feeling a very strong emotion, the song comes out.
Cool. I dig the hell out of that. I know very little about songwriting, so it's cool to hear.
Technology played a huge part in our band. We became known because of a YouTube video.
Social media is such a big part for us as a band, and without social media, we wouldn't have reached all those people who listen to our music right now.
I honestly don't know how they do what they do, but I know that the numbers don't lie.
When it comes to going viral at the age that they did, they've had a head start building this social media and online presence that people would pay millions to obtain.
It's important, man. It's important. Like, it's a whole nother language, and you see lots of bands suffering because of it. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother vehicle you have to learn how to drive. Like,
It's an amazing thing to see. I mean, to have this
It's such an
type
asset.
of fan dedication and loyalty this early is, it's really impressive. And it speaks to the fact that their music really touches people.
energy and emotion,
When
right?
you start out in music, the first thing that you think about is not really like, how am I going to manage my social media? It's the last thing that you're thinking of.
When I first met them, they had already gone viral because they were uploading videos of them doing covers and practicing music so that their grandparents could see it.
When the
So
attention
cool.
came in, it was like pretty shocking.
What we did as a team was land it with a proper strategy and a vision. We all talk about what we're doing in social media every day.
It is like a lot to do, but honestly, like it helps us a lot.
Thank you, patrons. Shout out to all of you. You are awesome.
You know, this community and friendships have been, forged all over the world.
We're always thinking of new ways to create new content for them.
And even if it just was like one person, it means something to them. That's
cool.
an incredible feeling.
I think that they just feel like
I vibe with that though. Having a reaction channel, man, like I react to some very like emotional songs for people, and like, man, fuck the views. Like, you get like 10, 12 views on them. Like, who cares, man? It's like you're a part of something with someone. Like, it's neat. Like, you bond over something, right? Like, it's so cool. It's so cool to hear them talk like this. Very humble, very humble.
Responsibility to their audience, to their fans. They're constantly evolving and working more for them.
It can kind of be intimidating as our fan base grows. It's very hard not to think about what other people might think.
To think like I kind of need to be perfect. I mean, being a like woman in rock is a whole thing.
We have gone through a lot of different experiences, mostly on stage, where we would get these looks like, what are these little girls gonna do?
Like, our treatment
Tear
was
the house
something
down.
very, very different. Like, the staff would treat you different, the bands would treat you different. I remember going at festivals when I was like 11. People would look at us like, oh, what are they gonna do here? And suddenly we started playing it, and everyone was just like shocked by what we did, and I was like, yeah, people really don't.
That's got to be such a weird like seat to be in. Like, bro, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, just give me a chance.
Shocked by what we did, and I was like,
Say it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
People really don't expect a lot out of you because they're not used to seeing women on these stages.
It is very nerve-wracking to go out in front of everyone and be that vulnerable. You see, like, this is me, this is what I do. Do you like it?
You know, it's not easy for them being young, being female in a rock genre, and I think they're gonna bring change to that.
The most important thing in what we do is to just stay true to ourselves.
I'm really
So
proud that this is a group of girls. I think there's so much talented female musicians out there, but historically they've been underrepresented in rock and roll. I don't really know what the reason is, but if I can be a part of helping to bring that energy to the forefront, then that's what I want to do.
You know, in such a male-dominated field, to see not only three women but three sisters playing rock music, it was awesome. Also, being a father of two daughters, it was inspiring to see that too.
Dope.
Something I wanted them to see.
We step up our game
Very
just
cool.
to prove we belong here.
Rock and roll and music in general is for everyone to enjoy.
It doesn't matter who's playing the music. If you like it and if it's good and if you think it's good, that's what matters.
They are the future of rock and roll.
Playing rock and roll, like, there's no energy equal to that.
To see like all these people that are from all around the world, some of them are older, some of them are younger, how they all just connect like through the power of music.
And it's so fun to see people having fun with you. It's just like a big party.
When young girls reach out to us, it's the most satisfying feeling ever.
You can feel it when people tell you what your music means to them. It's such an indescribable feeling.
Like when someone comes up to you in the meet and greet and they're like, I started playing the drums because of you. Oh my God, like you feel like crying.
It shows that anyone
So
can do
cool.
what we're doing.
It's easy for people to blow up on the internet and kind of not act like it's a thing, but these girls, they dedicate time every day to trying to make sure that someone in their fan group or their whole fan group has an experience.
There are so many people that follow us and listen to our music. If I am just able to keep doing what I'm doing right now and keep touching like people's hearts this way, I'm happy.
I really love what I do, and I'm very grateful that all of you have given me the chance to prove it and to be it and to share it with you.
So dope. So cool. Like that whole section, like I almost want to put that on my like morning routines playlist. Like that was wild. That
I
was
had
wild.
never really worked with people.
Oh, don't do this to me. Come on, YouTube.
We had never really worked with people outside of like our trusted group.
My first actual personal interaction was when I met them. They were playing 2 sold-out nights at Mercury Lounge, and I came the first night and checked it out and was so blown away. I came back the second night with Jason Flom.
Look at the smile on her face.
O'Connor, our senior A&R person at Lava, she invited me to go to a show at the Mercury Lounge, and I think it was a cold winter's night, and I've been to the Mercury Lounge too many times in my life, but I went and my head exploded.
Going from being an independent band to a signed band, it's a very big
Like, look at the smile, man. Like, I don't mean to interrupt her, but just like it just makes me so happy to see, man.
independent band to a signed band. It's a very big change.
Because we had been independent since we started and we had been doing really well.
For years, we've always kind of seen where the band is going independently. We started seeing this growth, and we would ask ourselves, it's like, how far can we take it ourselves, and then when is it time to start searching for partners?
We just didn't want to sign with someone who would take control over our music.
When Lava approached, it was just like an amazing opportunity for us.
The Warning had great touring numbers, great Spotify numbers, great social media interaction. Their fans are
Huge assets.
diehard.
Huge
but
assets.
first and foremost, the most important part is the music, and the music blew me away.
At Lava, we like to sign great artists. It's really a simple criteria.
When we were approached by Lava, we dove in and definitely found very clear pattern. It was the same sound and look before Jason got him than after.
When they actually reached out to us, we couldn't believe it. And me being an amazing, like a big Paramore fan, I was just like, wow, Jason Blum just got, oh wow.
But when we started talking with
That's so
Lava,
cool.
we clicked. We were on the same page. I knew that this was the step that we had to take, that we would be able to be on another level now.
It took a long time.
We were negotiating for 7 months.
Wow.
We finally did it.
Signing with Lava was like a game changer for us.
Complete game changer.
When we signed, it was it was just such a big relief.
And now, with the whole Lava team behind us, I feel super powerful.
Honestly, I am so grateful.
We're this super strong team.
Being the first.
And they got it on their own, man. They went out and they knew what they wanted. They negotiated. They didn't settle. Like, it's, oh man, this is, I get it. I understand the passion, man. Like, come on.
Honestly, I am so grateful.
We're this super strong team.
Being the first rock band in Latin American history to sign with a US major record label definitely has to be my proudest moment, and every grain of sand that I contributed to that is something that I'll cherish forever.
That's
one for the
so
books.
cool.
Ever since we signed, we've gotten like so many opportunities. Like we got to record our third album during a pandemic.
With the power of a record label, we can make songs for different artists. We can get our songs in movies or anything. Like, the possibilities are endless. Our earliest goals for the band, like, we're gonna learn this song and we're gonna rock it. We're gonna be on time. I mean, those are still goals. But as we grew, like, up until now, our goals have changed drastically.
I would just really love to play all over the world and like have my music reach out to like as many people as possible.
And we would love to, you know, go on a world tour, get our music everywhere, and just kind of like share that love for music that we have wherever we can.
I can envision a stadium full of fans rocking out to The Warning. If we were able to help make that happen, it would be, you know, just it would just be magical.
Future hope.
Sounds like it's happening, man. From everything I've seen, like the Foo Fighters, come on, man. The Foo Fighters, like those are such crazy like stadium shows. And then like even Hailstorm, man, they're on top. Guns N' Roses, like the list goes on, right? Like they're coming with 3 Days Grace. They have a new singer now, right? Adam Gontier isn't there anymore, but they're coming there with 3 Days Grace here. Like, come on, man.
The band is world domination.
Yeah, we want to tour the world. We want to melt faces, rock out on stage. We want to break stereotypes and show the world that dreams do come true.
My goal for them is that they become the biggest band in the world. You know, it sounds crazy, but it's actually possible. It's going to take a ton of hard work, and it's also going to take some lucky breaks. At the end of the day, I think that that is within the realm of possibility. There's no reason that they can't do that.
Luck, like
Our favorite
hard work,
place
though.
we travel as a band, I think we have each one different in mind. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
let's just say it at the same time and see if it matches up.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Argentina!
Ah!
Okay.
Come on.
We got
Argentina.
was
Yes.
awesome. It was such a great tour.
It was our first time having like such a long tour.
We
2
were-
weeks.
It was like 2
weeks.
weeks.
It was
Yeah.
a
Cool.
2-week tour with
It was our first
Educativa,
time there.
and it was amazing.
It was
Honestly,
absolutely
I am
amazing.
dying to go back to Argentina. The energy
The crowds are
Argentinian,
wild.
like public has, wow,
We
awesome.
miss you guys.
Cool. Part 6.
COVID.
Once we signed with Lava, we didn't want to lose any time.
The band was about to go on a tour, and then COVID hit, so everything that they were working on got canceled. And so they shifted
Tough.
the target immediately to, okay, we're going to make the record now.
And David Bendeth was a name that crossed between options that they brought to the table and options that we had seen. Really quickly, it became, okay, let's get him on a Zoom.
We had a Zoom call with him. Like there was just like a connection. We shared the same vision. We were actually very, very excited, very nervous as well, because we knew it was going to be like tough.
Teenagers are different than any other band. You know, they're very pliable.
We were really nervous. Looking back on that call, David was also nervous. Like we see it, and I was like, "Why were you nervous?" Like we were shaking.
Because he had an opportunity, man. He knew that they could be the biggest in the world, and he couldn't mess it up. You know what I mean? And like, they again, like I said this in the reaction to it yesterday, but like I think this is a fantastic pairing. Like from what I understand of Ben Death, and from what I'm starting to gather, and from like what I had heard of The Warning before, great pairing, man. Great pairing. And it looks like they have like the same kind of like confident but like playful energy. Like they both give off, or like, well, I'm saying like Ben Death and then The Warning as one entity. They have like a very similar like kind of just energy, like the way that they're just like portraying themselves. Like it's neat. It's really neat.
You are David Bendit.
Yeah. You're The Warning. Like,
Making an album in the middle of a global pandemic was a very unique experience.
I
We
bet.
started lockdown on March. We had not left our house until September. We were really respectful of like the safety of it all.
Obviously, it was COVID, and the first thoughts across my mind were, how is this going to work? But what we did was we were in the bubble.
We decided after a lot of conversations about it that we were going to record it in New Jersey.
We did COVID testing, we traveled with seat covers and masks and face shields and gloves, antibacterial and sprays and wipes. Nobody on our team got COVID. We were all
Dope.
very careful and very professional. And I think, that just makes this album that much more special.
nothing will stop you. You know, like you know what you want. You know what the end goal is. You know what the prize is. You got to go get it. Nothing's gonna get in your way. Like not a pandemic. You're gonna do everything you can. Like I'm not trying to denounce it, but like you're gonna do everything you can that's not gonna get in your way. You got something you got to work on. You got like you can see it. You can see the passion in just the way they talk.
We were just in a little bubble all the time.
I think it kept us really in the zone.
It was definitely scary starting at first, because of course the questions come up of maybe if we wait another month, things will be safer. But it ultimately came down to the fact that the music was ready, and it feels urgent, it feels relevant. We want to put this music out.
Working with David and Rick was a very new experience for us. Actually never worked like this much with people who only talk in English.
Their English is amazing. My Spanish is absolutely awful. The one time that I brought up a mispronunciation, I can't remember if it was Danny or Pau. One of them said something and I jumped on it. And you just hear Allie from the back, your Spanish sucks. You gotta watch out. You don't know who's waiting in the wings to get you.
You get cut.
This third album, I am so proud of what we did with it.
It came out very generational, very social. More than anything, I think we want to call out people to think.
It's about Gen Z, it's about technology, it's about communication. The new album is the world from The Warning's perspective.
Since we evolved as people, we changed.
okay.
Our views of the world changed, we grew up. I think our writing and our music changed and grew as well.
In this instance, you could tell that each one of them had spent time honing their craft and practicing. I saw a crack in the door where I could push them and I could open a world to them where they could be less rigid. Even though it's tough and they don't like it, they're built to withstand it. And so you could push them. And so I did.
That's so cool, man. That's so cool. Like I say, that's like having like MVP of like the top NBA coach, there to critique you for a little while, right? Like that's so cool, man. Like this was probably like a big iron sharpening iron type situation, because like he keeps talking about like their craft, like they hone their craft, like they probably showed up ready to deliver, and then they could actually like make real quality changes instead of having to like get the parts locked down. And like, because it's different, man. Like you can play live and you can get away with things that you can't get away with in the studio, right? So it's like to be able to show up and do things like quickly in quick takes, make quick changes and do it well and proficiently. Like it's just like you have more time to focus on like the product, not like just trying to get to a point where you get it out, right? Like, so I think this is really cool to hear from both perspectives.
They're built to withstand it. And so you could push them. And so I did.
It was great to see how our different opinions meshed and became this great album.
We like really stepped out of our little box of songwriting.
And I'm not going to lie to you, there was moments when it was extremely tense.
It was sometimes like, David, like that's not how it is right now. And David was like, well, this is how it should be. And we're like, ah! We had a lot of conversations about how to meet a healthy middle.
I guess the best way to say it's how you come back from that determines how much you've grown.
Working with them was incredible, and we all got to learn so much from the process. I feel super confident about the next steps I'm taking as a musician because I got to learn from the pros.
All the work with David Bendit, it was a blessing. It was amazing.
I already missed them. We were with them for like so long. It was an amazing experience.
I hope that this record goes platinum and we all have plaques on our walls. You know, as far as for the band, I wish them all the success in the world.
We know that we have much to learn every single day. There's always something more.
My dreams and goals for them is for them to grow as players, to keep writing songs. But my biggest goal for them would be to stay in touch with who they are and never lose that.
Our love
Great
for
advice.
what we do is so real and it's so big. Like, why have we worked so hard for so long to just stop here?
Satanier, día exitoso.
God, he's got a voice on him, eh? So that's it? That's all of them? Oh, man, I didn't want that to end. Is there going to be something else I have to watch?
We had never.
If there's any others, I would adore watching them. And if y'all want to watch it together, cool. I don't know how this is going to turn out with the YouTube thing, but like, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was neat to see the back and forward and that they stood their ground, man. Because like, you know, David Bendeth is one of those guys that probably gets a lot of like, yes, man. You know what I mean? Just because he's David Bendeth, right? So like to see that people were willing to stand up to him and like, you know, they're like, if they're writing songs about communication, they're obviously, and they're using examples of how they're communicating well. It's like they obviously are good at that. And they know how to keep working, even if it's tense, right? Like that could have been like just like a staple as to how professional they are and why they are where they are. Because I don't think there's many artists out there that could hold the flame to the attitude, like the perspective, the synergy, the sisterhood. Like it's great, man. And like what a great combination of like visual talent, the parents acting on it, pursuing it, like them sticking through it, them finding a way to make it all work for them. Like this is one of the coolest mini documentaries I've seen. So let me know what's next. I'm gonna watch. I think it's what's it called? I'm not even gonna guess. It's off this record though. I'm gonna watch that now and we'll put that up too. My friends, until next week. See you again soon.